Hey, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Jen, and this is the Megaphone Podcast.
Woo!
Yeah, first episode!
I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. So excited to be here on the Megaphone Podcast. I'm Lisa, like I said. This is Jen.
Mhm.
And while we may do we look similar? I
Our
don't know.
eyes and our headphones.
There you go. We may match headphones, but
That's right.
we have a lot of differences.
Yes, we're kind of like an opposites attract kind of situation here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They say it is so.
Mm-hmm. We prove it right.
We prove it, and we'll prove it right now to you.
Mhm.
And so I'll start. This is a rapid fire.
Yes.
Okay. I'm emotional.
I'm not.
Wow, that is rapid fire.
I'm
She is completely to the point, and I say rapid fire, but I'm a liar. I'm easygoing.
I'm high strung.
I'm a dreamer.
I'm a doer.
I'm a peacekeeper.
I'm direct.
I am empathetic and compassionate.
Okay, remind me what compassion is again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're working on her.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm an introvert.
I'm an extrovert.
There you go. I'm an early bird.
I'm a night owl.
I'm a rebel without a cause.
And I'm a rule follower. So we have some differences.
Some differences.
They're like, do they have anything in common?
How are you sitting here doing this?
We do.
We have so much in common.
We're going to tell you about that now.
With our clipboards.
We have some similarities. Okay, you ready? I'm going to start this one.
Oh, I'm ready.
We love Jesus.
Yeah, we do.
He's just great.
Mm.
All right.
Love you.
The end.
Check.
We
Next.
have two kids.
Yes, we each have a boy and a girl.
See, it's perfect.
Aw.
No more babies. We got to keep it even.
And we're done.
Jacob's like, what? I'm a 3-wing 2.
I'm a 2-wing 3, as evidenced by the clipboard. Look, 2, wing 3, wing 2.
You mean these aren't just stock photos for no reason?
No, everything has
A plan,
a story.
and a purpose, and an intention.
It's all on purpose. Party
Okay.
people.
We run
Yeah, we do. We run together.
4
miles every week.
Count 'em.
We
We love to sing.
Yeah, we do, both of us.
And dance.
And dance.
Okay.
Like it's
Okay.
nobody's business.
They're singing and dancing.
Yes. As you can tell, I'm very gifted at both of those things.
Okay, but this is a rough segue. We don't like noise.
Oh.
We like
That's
to
so
hear each
true.
other sing.
Oh,
but-
bonk.
Oh.
Sorry. We don't like any noise. Stop.
We don't like sounds.
Like just extra. Like I don't want the radio and then the TV and then the screaming
Oh, my
children
God.
and then like the teapots
vomit, go dogs barking.
vomit.
I'm gonna vomit.
I never like
I'm
to
gonna
hear vomit.
Just talking about the noise.
Oh, like we hate
Wanna
the
be
sound of
sick?
vomit.
Also that.
You may have that in common with us. If so, we're best friends.
Yeah.
You found the right podcast.
Yeah, just pull up a chair. We like to have a plan.
We do. Hence the clipboard.
You think it'd be all me, but no.
No, we both love plan.
Yes.
Yeah,
Let's just know what we're doing with our lives, okay?
exactly.
Sorry, I'm annoyed at all the people who don't have a plan
Ew,
suddenly. I'm like,
gross. How are you even living?
and the last one is we have the same podcast mission,
Yeah, we do.
which
Oh.
is to
Which is to shout from the rooftops. Someday we'll get a real
like
megaphone.
a megaphone. Yes.
Yeah.
It's not whisper. It's not whisper.
No, we're shouting from the rooftops.
Yeah.
Permission
Mm.
to be you, to break through, and to belong.
How good does that sound?
I know, just the permission part makes me go,
I know. I'm like, oh, you're saying I have permission?
You do, you have permission
Oh, I love this already.
to be you.
And in these permission talks,
Mm-hmm.
we commit to having conversations about showing up in the world without apology.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, not sorry.
Mm-hmm. Rediscovering your true identity and redefining what it means to belong.
So good.
That's your jam, like your authentic belonging.
Oh,
That's like your
yes.
thing. And I'm just happy to be here for it. I approve.
Great. She gives me permission to give you
Yes.
permission to give us permission.
Exactly.
All the permission all around. But today, and for the next few episodes, we just wanted to unpack each of those phrases. Permission to be you.
Yeah. So today's all about you.
It's all about you. Be you.
Yeah.
So fun.
But we figured it'd be easiest to go first, right?
Yes.
Like we told you a little bit of the differences, opposites, similarities.
Mhm.
But in all seriousness, we had to do some work to figure out who we truly are.
And
Like,
yes, I say, but I love the work. Some of the work is so painful and makes me want to cry.
Yes.
And I did a lot of crying. Still do a lot of crying.
Yeah.
Hence the emotional part at the
We
beginning.
led with that.
Yeah.
I
right.
just feel like if person A says to person B, you have permission to be you. If you're like, great, who am I?
Right.
You got to start there, right? So we had to do that work.
Yes.
And we had to dig in, and we have some examples. We have like 2 surface examples and then 2 kind of deeper ones. And then we'll really launch into you, I promise.
Yes, I promise. Maybe you can find yourselves in our stories. My surface example is my awkwardness. Like I'm so like I'm an introvert, yes, but I am like I'm kind of just in your face sometimes and you don't really know what to do with me.
Or
and
you back into people.
I'm just going to make it weird. I'm just going to make things weird. It's just an FYI, it's just a disclaimer on my life. And
it's very endearing.
See, that it is. But I didn't know that for a really long time. And so then I would like try to show up and be me, and then I'd make something super weird, and then I'm like, forget it.
Retreat, abort mission.
Yes. Yeah. And then I'm like, but I don't fit in there then because I just did that weird thing and I can't trust myself and they can't trust me. And so it just like, I don't know, it just gets weird. It's all weird and messy. It gets awkward.
Hello.
I make things awkward and I am awkward. So between those two things, we've got a little problem.
Right.
But one day, I was in Target.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Because Target. Okay, that's a hashtag because Target.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at the coffee mugs because I like to buy coffee mugs for other people.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And I instead found a coffee mug that I was like, I need this right now.
I love that even more.
Yeah. And it says, and I said, hello, I could have had it here as a prop. It says, awkward is my specialty. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, yes. All day. And then I'm like, oh, what if awkward could be a specialty? Not like awkward is the thing that makes nobody want you around.
Instead of a struggle.
Or
like secret.
Yes, awkward is my specialty. And so I bought the mug, best $4.99 I ever did spend in Target.
Yes, you're like, don't bag it. I'm going to use that immediately. I'm going to Starbucks right there.
Fill this for free, okay? Because I did. Oh, you don't? Okay, cool.
Okay.
Did I just make it weird?
Awkward.
Got it.
Read the mug. And then give me a hug and I might give you a sticker. Okay, cool.
That was a lot. That was a packed sentence right there. But it's so true. I was like, oh my gosh. It just set me free somehow. Yeah. The mug, listen to this, gave me permission.
Oh, you can read it and go, yep.
Yeah. The mug gave me permission to go, yes, I'm awkward.
Yeah.
Yes, I am going to go in for a hug when you so clearly want a handshake, right? Pre-COVID, post-COVID, all the COVIDs, I don't care. I am literally, you even come at me with your hand out and I'm like, oh, look, you just, spread those wings, baby. Bring it up for the real thing. Mm-hmm. So many more times than I could count.
Yeah.
But that's my surface example, which as you can tell, does go pretty deep.
Yeah.
Too. But what's yours? Tell me yours.
I love you. I love your awkwardness. I love your mug. I love that it's your specialty. I approve. Check. Okay. I like to make lists.
You do.
I have for a very long time. It is deep within me as well. Mm-hmm. However, the world did not receive that specialty with open arms.
Yeah.
Perhaps I was a little neurotic. Perhaps I wrote down when I should nap and go to the bathroom and shower in between studying in college.
Wow.
Perhaps my roommate called me on that, as she should.
Right.
Okay.
You're like, sometimes you could just
go do
pay
those.
attention to your bodily
It's not on the list.
Like, shoot, I really have to pee, but
nope,
I didn't write it down.
Not till 3:30.
Yeah, like, it's 1:25.
Cross your legs and be quiet.
I did not know where you're going with that.
Okay,
Be quiet was a good. That was better than I thought it was.
Okay, great. So lists, all the lists.
Yes.
Okay. My people didn't really like that. Which it's I can see both sides. Like, yeah, I probably overused a little bit. But then it was
lists were her drug of choice.
Must finish, must check everything off. Okay, and so I started to hide that, and people started to it got to a bad place where people would take the pen, take the paper. Then I'm like, okay, that's a little much. You would give me a hard time, but like, okay.
Rude.
So I started to conceal that. Like I would make secret lists or try to downplay or hide them. Or like, I made a list on my phone, but then I'll put it away so that you didn't see it. Like, it's a problem. We started with saying that I'm high strung, so I don't need to apologize. You just
show up in the world without apology.
Yeah,
it's on the clipboard.
Well, once upon a time, we went to this personality kind of assessment thing. You take this assessment, you do an online course, and you go to a live workshop. Yeah. It's called Spiritual DNA. We'll probably talk about it later.
Plenty of times.
And you were there, and you got me there. You told me about it, so I'm there, and it's like, everything about me made sense. It was this major light bulb moment. And I'm like, wait, you're saying I'm created this way uniquely on purpose for a purpose. And that may include making lists. And actually that's your superpower. Like people would probably pay to get some of your lists. You've said that, like, put them online. Here's your packing list and it's color coordinated, $5. Here you go. I'm like, yeah. Make a little PDF, call it a day.
Yeah.
That dream's not dead. So I'm like, no longer am I hiding my clipboard and my list and I'm like, oh, don't worry, guys. I made a list. And I can laugh at myself, and I've backed off a little bit. You find the balance. Yeah. But in my health, I'm like, this is something that I can actually bring to the table. This is a gift that I no longer have to conceal.
Yes, it's so good.
Awkwardness, there's freedom. Lists, I'm like, in both of our stories, it's freedom.
My deeper one, and I want to start breezing through it a little bit because I think we are shooting for 20 minutes and we might be nearing there, and we're only on point number 1. So,
do you want to skip the deep ones?
No.
Okay.
We'll unpack these at some other point later, another podcast for another time. But one of the things, like the deep part about me, that it took me a long time to understand, but once I had the words to put with it, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. And then it kind of just unleashed this power within me. I have strategic empathy,
which sound like those don't go.
Yeah, thinking and feeling. What? You're telling me you can do both at the same time? Yes, and that's my superpower. I can look at a situation, strategically see what's going on from the outside in, and then come in with my emotion, feel what you're feeling, and then I'm like, oh, let's piece together this plan for you. It's amazing. It's a huge gift, but like you with your list, I was hiding that because I'm like, I'm either like, I need to be thinking or I need to be feeling. And there's not a lot of people, I think, especially as a woman, you're not taken very seriously if you are emotional. And so I did try to hide that. Not well, I'll tell you that. I think I've cried in every important conversation I've had.
Oh yeah.
Even in the workplace.
Emotional.
Like, it doesn't matter. It's like crying is like, oh, I gotta pee. No, I gotta cry. Like, it's all liquid. It's
3:30. I'll make you a list. When to cry.
Exactly. Freedom.
Yeah.
So there you go. So that's mine. But yeah, we could talk about that a lot more.
I love that pairing. That is power. That is super powerful.
So good.
I think mine, because yours came through with Strengths Finder, right?
Yeah.
Those top 5 strengths.
Yeah.
Mine came through with the Enneagram. So again, like we're going to talk about this, but we took some personality assessments, so to speak, some tools that are out there to dig deep and help us identify more about ourselves. So yeah, for me, Enneagram was a light bulb moment. When I figured out that I'm a 3-wing 2, I'm like, okay, that makes all the sense in the world.
Yes. A 3 is the achiever.
Mm-hmm.
So you just go, achieve,
Lists,
achieve.
tasks, check it off, of course.
Yeah, performer.
Yeah. And then the 2 is the helper, which is you. And in my strengths, one of the strengths is harmony. It's achiever. Imagine that. So that's literally the name of the Enneagram, and harmony. So I'm like, my like ultimate phrase is like the best situation is when someone says, can you help me do blank? Because I'm like, oh, this is my gifting. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like I get so jazzed by that phrase because I'm like, yes, I am created to want to help you to do fill in the blank, achieve whatever it is. So
yeah, it's good. It is an eye-opening thing. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about as we help you kind of get to know you. If you're like, you have permission, like you said earlier, you have permission to be you. Oh, I mean,
who am I?
I love pizza. Yeah. Who doesn't? But that's not who you are. And so I think that's the point that we want to get to is to help you. If you probably know a lot about who you are, but there's power in the language, which we'll get to as well. But maybe just start like with the free Enneagram assessment. Like that is, and we'll put it in the show notes and whatever, but it just is so eye-opening to go through and like answer questions about yourself. And so that's, I think, one place that we would for sure recommend that you start.
And I would say if I took it 6 different times, I would still, from the free one, probably get 6 different results. I test as a 1 and a 6 and an 8 and, so it can depend a little bit on your mood and your situation and your relationships. So I would say, I would encourage you to like, once you take the free one, if it spits something out and you're like, that doesn't totally ring true, dig deep because it might just be showing you some blind spots that you don't want to address and own. But if it really, you're like, no, that's not actually me in my core at all, the good or the bad, I would say read through all 9 types and try to kind of self-diagnose and reflect and try to sit in each number because there might be one that you're like, oh, that's me. And I guarantee if you took it again, you might test as that. So,
right. Totally. Yeah.
There are tons of tools and assessments that are out there. And I would say just get curious and lean in and try to figure out deeply who you are.
Yeah. Well, and that's the part about, you said getting curious is start asking yourself the questions.
Yeah.
Like what are my goals? Like anything that you could say future thinking or like reflecting back on your past does tell the story of who you are. Whether or not you like that story or that person is a whole other matter. But I think there's just so much power in being still, sitting there and going, okay, I want to be really intentional with this. And so it's prayer and meditation. It's journaling for you. Like, I just love being able to sit there and have, because I'm not like, I don't think any of us are good at quiet time.
Yeah.
But to have a goal with a plan to go, okay, we love plans.
Yeah.
And to go, okay, God, I want to ask you some questions about who I am. Will you tell me who I am? And part of that is asking God, who are you? Well, you created me. So if there's some qualities about you I need to know, tell me those. And then teach me through that, what that says about me.
Yeah. And I would add on to that as you start to get some of your results and maybe get some answers that you're uncovering, sit in that time as well and go, okay, this is what I'm finding out about myself. Is this true? You tell me, because you created me. Is this true about me? Is this true about you and your spirit and you living within me? Like, just bringing to him any of your findings as well.
Yeah. And even if you're not like, I don't know about this God thing, whatever, the challenge would be then just to sit quietly and start asking those questions.
Yeah.
You could write them down or just think them or whatever, but like just giving yourself the space. I think that's the hardest part. And especially to begin the process, is giving yourself enough space. And it's okay if your thoughts wander and your mind goes there. Like, we're humans, and please,
Yeah.
we're not created to have the single focus.
Right. But your gut is a powerful thing. Like just letting it like kind of ring true to your depths. Yes or no. Because you'll know, like, no, reject. That's not me.
Yeah. I just have like the itchiest nose right now. And I'm just going to tell you all about that.
Yeah. And then you realize we're in the middle of a podcast.
I know, but I can't.
TMI.
I can't do it.
This is what we're about. I
can't stop, you guys.
We're open. I've been there. It's the worst.
Jeez.
All right. You want to talk about the freedom?
I do want to talk about the freedom.
There's freedom.
All the freedom. Permission to be you. Freedom. Yay. But the freedom, I think, is that I found to be the most powerful for me is because I'm a words girl. Mm-hmm. I love having the language to be able to say, oh, that's a 2 thing. Even like that, like I say my number on the Enneagram. I say my strengths, I have a truth statement about myself using my strengths. And so like my ending of that is I'm a storyteller. And so like I have this language to go, oh, that makes sense. I'm doing that because I'm a 2. Yeah. Good or bad. Right. I'm doing that because I'm a 2.
It kind of uncovers the roots of your core.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
And so that language, and like we share that common language. I share that common language with a lot of my closest friends because it's so helpful. Yes. And then we get to know each other on a much deeper level. Yeah. And I can go like, oh, there's Jen going all 3 again.
Oh boy.
She's a 3. Sorry. Right? Like, it just is so helpful to have the language to go, okay, I make sense in this. Like, this is not a mystery why I'm always reacting the way I react to this situation. Right. There's obviously a reason. And the more you get to know yourself, the more you get to know God, the more you get to know like the language of that. It just offers so much freedom.
Yeah. And then you really get to put it into practice, and it really helps you feel like you make sense.
Yeah.
Like the more you get to talk about that and own those phrases and words and that language, you're like, yeah, that is who I am. And there's confidence in that.
Oh, yes.
Which we're gonna get to right now.
Let's get to it,
last
Jen.
Point.
Get it, girl.
Show up as yourself. We talked to you about like who we are. Now, who are you? Now we want you to go be you, okay? And my quick little disclaimer, because I was like, podcast prep, thoughts are great, but maybe I should like research and like try to read a little bit. Like, what we're gonna talk about here?
She's 3-ing out over here.
So I got nervous because the first article was disclaimer. Don't be like you, be like Christ. And we're both believers, and we want to do like a seeker-friendly kind of, like a chill podcast, invite you in even if you're not, that's okay. However, I'm like, okay, yeah, you have a point, but the whole article was bashing kind of what we're saying. Like, don't just be yourself because you is this and that and crappy. And I'm like, oh, but wait. Like, yes, we can strive to be like Jesus, right? Which is great. Yes, do that. Okay.
Be like him, not be him.
But he created you uniquely to go do the good works he planned for you in advance. So I just want to say before we get into this, I'm sure you guys understand, but just PR, okay? PC.
PR and PC.
PR, PC, all the P's. We are not saying be extreme on this end of the spectrum. Do you want to fill in that blank?
Like, be Jesus.
Yes, wear sandals.
Grow a beard.
But we also don't want to be in the other extreme, like, well, that's just my truth all the time.
Or you like, that's just who I am. I'm just wired that way.
Unapologetically, get on board or get out. My way or the highway. Okay, I'm a 3. Like, no, this is not to excuse all your faults.
Whoa.
So we're somewhere in the middle, okay? Saying you're awesome. And we just want to give you permission to go be awesome because God made you awesome.
Yes, you're so uniquely created. Like we have, like, look around at nature. Okay, we have the most creative creator on the planet, in the universe,
in the world.
All the creativity goes into making sure that none of us are the same.
No, on purpose.
For a specific reason.
Yes.
And so to be like, to either like completely ignore that fact and then just pick and choose who you want to be, even though it totally goes against the grain, or to go, nope, I'm only being Jesus and I'm going to grow up to 33 and I'm going to be crucified on the cross. Oh, sorry. Too much? Okay, sorry. Too much.
Rein it in, itch the nose.
Itch the nose. Yeah. This is my new cover for
Yes. Okay, I wrote down,
Save Me, Jen.
not as your neighbor. Like, not as her or her.
Yes.
Or
there
that
you go.
person,
That's
like,
better.
Be you. Be uniquely you.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to give you a Bible verse and then you're going to say this.
Oh, that part. Good.
Yeah. Romans 12:2. I think we know this. Do
Do
not
we?
be conformed to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. I don't know why I read that. I had to memorize that when I was a kid. Do not be conformed, which means don't be like everyone else. Be you.
Be you.
I feel very strongly about this.
Shout it from the
Where's the
rooftops.
megaphone?
But be you, and the renewing of your mind that is talking about is continually getting to know God and then
Yes.
continually getting to know you.
Because he
And
made you you.
through that, boom, 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 interaction, relationship, you're
Now-
going to be you.
Now
you're
you
going to
get
have
to
that
show
freedom
up in the world as he designed it.
Yes.
'Cause
And you're going
he-
to have clarity in that.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have confidence
Yeah.
in that. And then we're going to celebrate the heck out of that.
And you get to celebrate, like,
Right.
oh man, God did a good job. Now I know why I'm here.
You're welcome for the front hug.
Yeah, and
Okay.
the list.
So I can't wait to hear about your superpowers
Mhm.
and all the things that you start discovering.
And the light bulb moments. I love
So
that
good.
uncovering where you're
So
like,
good.
I've dealt with this my whole life, but now it makes sense of why.
Right.
And you know what? It's okay.
Yeah, you don't have to deal with it anymore.
No, I'm gonna lean into it and strap on a cape. Okay.
Strap on a cape, she says.
Julianne has been velcroing her bibs on backwards. I'm like,
Aw.
oh, you're a little
That's so
super girl. Okay.
Julianne is Jen's little baby girl.
Just a year and a half.
Aw, just a sweet. Okay, we've derailed.
We're over 20 minutes. Wrap it
Way
up.
over. I don't even know.
Oh, we have
We
an
need to
outro.
set a timer. Yeah, we do. Listen, today, I want you to know, remember even that you have permission to be you.
Yay!
Yay!
We're done.
We did it.
I wondered about